Wrestling is what it is. Hardcore legend, a legend outside the ring. There's
Yeah. So
all right. So it looks like we're having a couple of issues.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
there
Now
we
we
go.
got now we got some
I told you,
sound.
I'm adulting better than him already.
All right, Hunter, say ass.
What?
Say ass.
No.
You're an adult. Come on, don't be scared.
You're an adult. You can say ass now.
No.
See, he's been a good boy.
We need to talk about that.
Tickle.
That's how the saying goes.
What? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tickle, tickle. I think, Rick, if be concerned if he ever comes to you talking about tickle, tickle. Just, I mean,
Hey,
I don't.
all right.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
At the hour and a half mark, I think we've gotten a little.
Is going to be the year for West Texas wrestling, especially at Squared Circle Pro. But July 19th, that is going to be an event that you will not want to miss under any circumstances, because I am dead set to make that night the biggest night in West Texas wrestling history.
And leading the way and
many freaking matches.
You were talking trash about Drew McIntyre the other day.
I was.
easy.
Bullshit.
Okay, no. I was just saying he's not number one pick contention.
That's not true.
I mean, but
Okay, stop this violence.
All right.
No more Russell on Russell violence, unless I'm doing it.
that's funny. All right. So, anyways,
Having the Macho Man Chris Wolf out there was very good for me. There was something that I really wish Little Guapo could have been there for, because it's a throwback, in my opinion, to the Attitude Era days. Because said trash can that was being used to beat upon Logan Knight got placed on Logan Knight, and they were taking turns just beating him up in the trash can, and it was great.
that's like definitely the chat. We have the official tagline for Tornado Slam. So y'all use that information. Go get you a ticket.
It'll be out on our socials. It's on Squared Circle Pro's socials as well.
We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there. You're going to be in Florida with doing Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Stuff.
So you had a B+ on Raw, B- on SmackDown, had a B+ and a B. You want to know what show got an absolute S+ in my opinion?
S.C.P. That's the one.
That's right. Squared Circle Pro's Tornado Slam. What a show. From start to finish. Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had
and even beat him. Sorry to say, but he's a legend. But to be the best, you must beat the best, And I feel like I can beat him. So Chavo, I'm calling you out. I said, come on.
there it is. Chavo Guerrero. Right there. You heard it. Emilio Guzman calling you out, and I'm not gonna lie. Love Chavo to death, but Team Emilio right here, that's where I have to go. I mean, beat him down and did so ugly.
Yeah, it did him so bad that, he came home after one BCW outing and was like, Emilio Guzman, that's my man, till today wearing a War Chief shirt. So you saw how messed up.
Emilio, I got love for you, bro, but it's a cool shirt.
You see how messed up that walloping was, but really,
I was gonna say apparently there's some kind of football game going on tonight, huh?
Thaddeus and Elise, they owe me and Malia dinner now, so get ready.
W right there.
So this sounds like it's a pretty solid
We
Raw.
appreciate all you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, and it was a great Raw. Like it was, I kind of took a break from wrestling for a little bit, but I started getting into it again this Thanksgiving. And
before we get into it, there's been a little controversy. I've come to find out, so I'm gonna have to address it real quick. Apparently, last week I said some things about our new WWE. The United States champion Logan Paul that upset some people. So I'm What's up, everybody, and welcome to night number 3 of our week-long run-up to Squared Circle Pro Tornado Slam. I am your host. It's your boy Guapo, the tutorial boss. Man, we've got a great show tonight. We've got a great guest. I cannot wait for this. This is going to be great, a good show. I do want to, before we get started, ABQ Baby Girl, welcome to the show. Thank you for the follow. Glad you're here. That is 150 followers right now. And as you guys know, as we hit these milestones, crazy things happen. So be on the lookout. Apparently your boy's going to get beat up over something. So we've been building up, and this isn't going to be any different tonight. It's going to be a great show tonight. Before we get started, got to get my thank yous in. I want to say thank you to Ross and the boys from Labor 12 for our intro outro music. Track's called Head Rush, album's called Monsters. Banger every song. You should check it out. If you haven't already, you can find it on all your streaming platforms. I want to say thank you to Joe and American Legacy for our merch. As you can see, we've got our Not Your Average Mark hats. We've got beanies. We've got skull caps. Soon to have Not Your Average Mark t-shirts. We will have all of these items at the show this Saturday night live, Lubbock, Texas, Jake's Back Room. So if you want some Not Your Average Mark merch, we will have it there for you. Just get a hold of us. I want to say thank you to J-Rebs 3D Printing. My boy Cameron out in California made these light boxes. Man, these are awesome. And, you know, the box itself is cool, but I can't show this off enough. This is what this box looks like in the dark. And J-Reb sets it up, man. J-Reb's got us hooked up with these. If you need something 3D printed, you want a sign, you want any kind of logo, he's the guy to talk to. So make sure you check him out, jrebs3dprinting.com. And finally, I want to thank heckyeahradio.com for helping us out. We're if you go to heckyeahradio.com right now, up at the top, there's a button that says Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. If you missed one of the shows, you can catch the audio version right there, heckyeahradio.com. So thank you to TJ and Heck Yeah Radio. Now let's get into this. Before we do, quick what's up to everybody in the chat. We've got Mikey, we've got Rick, we've got ABQ Baby Girl, we've got J Conrad Photography, my boy J Reb, Emilio Guzman. Everybody in the chat tonight. I love it. Glad to see all of you here. Want to see y'all blow this chat up. Let's get into the card a little bit here, though. We've got a little bit of a change happen. Found out about this today. Noby Bryant. Of course, we had the real deal Noby Bryant versus certified go-getter Draven Reeves. Noby Bryant unable to make it to the show, had a little bit of a conflict. So you ask yourself, Guapo, what does that mean? What is the certified go-getter Draven Reeves going to do? Well, he is going up against a mystery opponent. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. Who are they going to put the go-getter up against? Whoever it is, they're going to have their hands full because Draven Reeves is just a hell of an athlete. We're going to have a handicap tag match. The Living Proof, Justin Taylor going up against the Midnight Rider, Marquise Jackson and Nate Collins. Marquise Jackson, Nate Collins, they have a chemistry already. And when you put them in the ring across from Justin Taylor, Justin's got work to do. He is the personification of motivation. He never backs down, but this is going to be a big challenge for Justin Taylor. I, of course, got my money on Justin. He's my boy. I want to see him take them both out, but there's a lot of animosity in this match. And I made mention of this last night. There are a lot of matches on this card that if the ref doesn't keep a tight rein on it, could get real crazy real quick. And this is one of them because there's a lot of animosity between these guys. Justin's tagged with Marquise Jackson. Marquise Jackson has turned on him. Nate Collins did the same thing. So a lot of history there, a lot of animosity. It'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. Of course, we've got a 6-pack challenge for the #1 contendership for the Squared Circle Pro Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view Championship. Listen to this lineup. From La Migra, you have Diablo Blanco. You've got a debuting Kal-El Santana. You've got the Love Machine, Tino Valentino. Just an absolute veteran and founding father in Theo J.C. Bravo. You've got Baby Samoa. You've got also a debuting Hondro Zuma. This is going to be a hell of a match. Now, if you're not familiar with the six-pack challenge, the way this works, we're going to start out with 3 people. I'm not 100% sure who those 3. They're picked randomly, but you've got 3 people. Once one of those people is eliminated via pinfall, via disqualification, via submission, the next person comes out until all 6 people have made their way into the ring, and we're going to go till one person is left. That person going to be the number 1 contender for the Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view championship. I am really looking forward to this one. I mean, there's no question. Diablo Blanco, Baby Samoa, they've got the size advantage in this match, but there's a lot of fight between those two. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of issues. So are they going to be able to look past those issues and pay attention to everybody else in this match? Because when you've got a veteran like JC Bravo, when you've got somebody that's all over the ring like Tino Valentino, you've got somebody who's ready to make their mark in Squared Circle Pro with Kal-El Santana and Hondro Zuma. You're looking at one hell of a match. If you ask me right now who's going to win this, couldn't tell you. No clue. But it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun to watch. We've got a women's 4-way elimination fatale. And I know what you're thinking to yourself. Guapo, what the hell is a 4-way elimination fatale? We have got the trophy case Nikki Chase. We've got Stormy Renee, whom we've only had the opportunity to see in a Squared Circle Pro ring one time. However, since that time, she's gone against Toni Storm in AEW. She's been in the war room for the draft in Raw. And now she's making her way back to Lubbock, Texas, Squared Circle Pro. We've got the Rebel Ruby Devlin. And in a change that happened just this week, we have added a returning SOS to the match. Now, this is the first of its kind match because this is a double elimination match. Every participant in this match has to be eliminated twice in order to be out, and it's going to go until we're down to one person. Now, here's the thing. All 4 of these women can go. There is no question about that. Big, big props to our women's GM, Medusa, for putting a match like this together. Nikki Chase turning heads since she's gotten to Squared Circle Pro. No question about that. Stormy Renee, a fighter. I mean, there's no better word for her. She's a fighter. Ruby Devlin, she is, if you haven't seen her wrestle, go to YouTube after the show, check it out. She is just insane in the ring. And of course, SOS, a dominant figure every time she's in the ring. And we're so happy to have her back. She's been out for a while for injury, and she is so happy to be back. And she's ready to prove to everybody out there that that's her ring. So double elimination match, women's 4-way elimination fatale. That one I am looking forward to a lot. I said earlier we've got Emilio Guzman in the chat right now. Him, of course, in a match as well with Bobby Venom, the Gladiator. Bobby coming back after a 2-year self-imposed retirement. Last show at Spring Break went against Nobi Bryant. Hell of a match. I mean, seeing him in action again, he hasn't lost a step. But Emilio Guzman has been just laser focused as of late. Like, there's an aggressive side of him that has come out. Everybody thinks of Emilio Guzman. You think about your friendly neighborhood vato. He's got the whole thing, But as of late, this aggression he's got, this savage side has come out. So Bobby Venom's got to be ready for that. And it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. I couldn't tell you right now which one of them are going to win. Both of them just top tier athletes. We also have our Squared Circle Pro Texas Tag Team Tournament. We're in round 2 of that. Our first match in that, Code. That, of course, the Smooth Criminal Rob Boris. Spotlight Logan Knight going up against the Russell Twins. Am I talking about Buddy and Hunter? No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Cameron and Alan Russell. They're pure energy. From the time they come out to the time they go back through the curtain, nothing but energy on that. Looking over at the chat, and I see Mikey saying he's the not-so-friendly neighborhood vato now. I can agree with that. But again, the Russell Twins, just absolute pure energy all the time, all go. How can I say this? I don't always agree with the way Code wins their matches, but they do win their matches. There's no question about that. They know what they're doing in the ring. Do they take advantage of some situations? Of course they do, but they get the job done. They will have their hands full against the Russell Twins, and hopefully they're preparing for that. Our second match in the tag team tournament puts the Art of Royalty, that being Donovan Pierce and His Royal Highness King Kizzy, up against the Riot, that being the Ring Bully Stevan Remsen and Slam God Reggie Lincoln. This is big dudes. It's 4 big guys just throwing down in the ring. I, for one, am looking forward to this one. Art of Royalty has been impressive. They have been showing out every time they get in the ring. And while I am impressed with how they've been doing things, when you put them across from the Riot, you're dealing with the Ring Bully, Stevan Remsen. He is not coming to fight. He's not coming to say, hey, good match. He's coming to get in the ring, beat you up, take your lunch money, and leave. I mean, that's how that's going to be. Of course, when you've got Slam God Reggie Lincoln, there's a reason they call him the Slam God. If he gets a hold of you and slams you, it's over. They're just absolute powerhouses in this match. It's going to be a matter of who is going to be able to outlast the other. Looking over here, talking about His Royal Highness, ABQ baby girl saying, is it the Burger King? I love it. That's great. Again, this is going to be who can outlast the other. This 4 big dudes, 4 just powerhouses. So it's going to be fun to watch that one. Our last tag team tournament round 2 match is one that almost didn't happen. Downfall Cathedral, Ramrock, Ryan Riven, friends of the show, they're our boys. Actually have a bye in this round, but they got a hold of Rick. They got a hold of TJ. They said, no, we're not going to have a bye round. We're showing up to fight. We want to fight. So that's exactly what they've been given with the Canadian Pit Bulls. Elias Castaneda, Eric Angel. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. I can't think of 2 better tag teams to go at each other than Downfall Cathedral and the Canadian Pit Bulls. This is going to be one of those matches that, 2 weeks from now, you're still going to be talking about, because that's the way they do things. Of course, I've said it 100 times, Downfall Cathedral on this show said they're not here to win a match. They're not here to win 2 matches. They're here to win the whole damn thing. And they've done pretty well so far, but with the Canadian Pit Bulls in their way, I'm interested to see how they do. We talked earlier about having a 6-pack challenge for #1 contenders for the Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view title. We have a Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view title match. Brian Rage Rivera coming out with Eluvio and Baby Samoa, going up against your Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view champion, Chris Watson. He, of course, going to have Diablo Blanco, Charlie 50 out with him. It's going to be a good match. I talk a lot of trash about Chris Watson, and outside of the ring, I can't stand that dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. And you notice he hasn't been on the show lately. It's because he don't want to smoke. It is what it is. He's got his do-rag on a little too tight. Can't hear what's going on. Got his duster on. Maybe he's sweating too much. I don't know. But he's coming out, of course, Diablo Blanco, Charlie 50. La Migra, a presence at ringside always. The numbers game could play a big part here. Just the animosity, the anger between these people is what we're going to have to worry about. This is one of those matches I was talking about where if the referee doesn't keep an eye on things, this is going to break down and it's going to turn into a brawl. And once it gets started, I don't know about you, but seeing, Diablo Blanco, seeing Charlie 50, Eluvio, Baby Small, I'm not stepping in the middle of that. And I feel sorry for the ref that has to. Like, it's going to be hard to keep that one under control. Of course, the winner of this match will be the Heck Yeah Radio iPay-per-view title and iPay-per-view champion, take on whoever wins the 6-pack challenge. We've got a grudge match. Jeb Bingham versus Clayton Bloodstone. Clayton Bloodstone calling out Jeb Bingham at the last show. Jeb, it took him 2.3 seconds to say, yes, I will come out. I will kick your ass. I accept. So when you look at these two in the ring, they're very evenly matched. Mikey's saying I'm the announcer, so I'll be in between them. That's true. I am announcing it. I'm your ring announcer for this show. But see, I have a chair outside of the ring, and I'm going to stay there. Jeb Bingham, Clayton Bloodstone, when you see them in the ring together, they're very evenly matched as far as size, as far as stature. but I don't think Clayton Bloodstone knows exactly what he's done in challenging Jeb Bingham. Jeb is angry. Jeb is not happy, and he's made that very clear. So, Clayton, I hope you're ready, because when Jeb gets started, he don't stop. We've also got our Lost in the Mist blindfold match, which came about at spring break. Even before spring break, I think it was back in November, there was an Asian death match between your Defender of Truth, Gabriel Alexander, and Lau. There was garbage cans, there was kendo sticks, there was chains, there was tacks, and there was a lot of blood. Lau tore the bloody shirt right off of Gabriel and dropped it on the table right in front of Gabriel's mama. I mean, just the insult. There were Mikey saying in the chat, he's absolutely right. There were nunchucks. Like, there was no shortage of weapons in this match. Gabriel left beaten and bloody. His bloody shirt dropped right in front of his mom, and he is livid about it. He doesn't care what kind of match it's going to be. Josh Ryan trying to ask Lau what it's going to be, and was answered with mist to the face, followed by a shining wizard that's put him out of action, which is how your boy got to get up and do some ring announcing. This Lost in the Mist blindfold match, like, I've seen blindfold matches, and it's either great or it's not. And I can't see, given who's in this match, I can't see where it's not going to be great. I'm looking forward to that one. We, of course, have Squared Circle Pro West Texas Women's Championship match. The mystifying one herself and your Squared Circle Pro West Texas Women's Champion, Misty Marks, going up against Megastar Angel. Megastar Angel, well-traveled, well-known. She has been in the ring with the best, and she's gone toe-to-toe with them. And so when you think about that, a lot of people are going to think, okay, well, she's a big name. She's, is Misty going to be able to do it? I have found in the little over a year I've been watching Misty Marks wrestle, that she does her best. She shines when she's got the pressure on. And I don't expect this to be any different. This is going to be a banger of the match. A banger of a match has my vote for potential match of the night already. I'm looking forward to that one. Of course, the winner of that going to be your West Texas Women's Champion. We have our Square Circle Pro Heavyweight Championship match. That, of course, being the Thunderbird Damo McCullough versus the King of Thick Style himself and your Squared Circle Pro Heavyweight Champion, Sam Stackhouse. I don't even know where to go with this one. Sam Stackhouse able to do things that Sam Stackhouse shouldn't be able to do. It's insane, some of the things he can do in the ring. But you put him across from the Thunderbird, Damo McCullough. Damo, a fighter. Just straight up fight, straight up all the time. So there's no telling where this match is going to go or how this is going to play out. But I'll tell you this much. It's going to be a fight, and it's going to be a fight right down to the end. Whoever wins this match is going to have earned the title of Squared Circle Pro Heavyweight Champion. We've got another match that we found out about last night. Lilith Blood going up against Veronica Vega with Gringo Loco. I do have to wonder about this, because Lilith told us last night that she may have jumped the gun a little bit, didn't let the cooler head prevail, and she signed a contract, sent it in. Things were done. Changes were made, and now she's in this match with not only Veronica Vega, but with El Gringo Loco, and the history there. The history between El Gringo Loco and Lilith Blood is insane. 8 years and 8 years plus between those two. Veronica Vega, always a presence. It's going to be a crazy match, and I've got to wonder, I hate to put it this way, but I have to ask, with Veronica Vega out there, with El Gringo Loco out there, are we going to see Charlie 50? Are we going to see Diablo Blanco? Are we going to see Chris Watson? What kind of impact is La Migra going to have on this match? And, of course, one more match coming up on this, then that is Ryan Justice teaming up with Phoenix to go up against a mystery tag team set up by Nolan Phillips. Of course, we had Nolan Phillips on the show Monday, tried to get some information out of him. He's not given anything up on it. So it's going to be crazy to see who Ryan Justice and Phoenix go up against. And are they going to be able to put aside their want to get at Nolan Phillips to pay attention to whoever this mystery opponent is. So that's it. That's your card. That's the run through it. Now, one of the people that we made mention of in this card is our guest tonight. I want to go ahead and bring him in now. He is the one and only. He is the member of La Migra. He is Charlie 50. Let's go ahead and bring Charlie in. All right, there he comes in. Charlie, what's up, man? You're going to have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. What's up, man? And welcome to the show.
Well, I don't know. I was falling asleep waiting for you to shut up.
Man, we got to talk about the show.
Jesus. I was here. My battery was going low. I'm over here. You're lucky I'm still here. You're lucky. I really hope you're lucky. I checked my Venmo and that was there. So you're lucky for that because I was about to leave.
Well, I mean, you got to pay for good service like this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. I know you don't pay nobody else, so you're welcome.
So let's talk about it for a minute. La Migra all over this show. We've got Veronica Vega and Gringo Loco going up against Lilith Blood. We've got Chris Watson going for the trying to retain his pay-per-view title. I don't see you on the card though. I'm not. Was that
Did you say trying to retain?
That's exactly what I said.
Trying to retain. You might as well as mark it as and still your pay-per-view champion, Chris Watson. Just go ahead and mark that down. And all that talking you've been doing, all you really needed to talk about was El Gringo Loco. He has a match. That's all you needed to bring up. Veronica Vega, light work. She's not going to be in there very long. She's got stuff to do. And then you ask about me. Who am I going to wrestle? Everyone on that card is either afraid of me or already slapped them around. What else you want me to do? And if you said you're announcing?
I am your ring announcer for the show.
Well, if you announce anything stupid, you will be slapped around. I'll just walk out. I don't even need music. I'll just come out there and and that'll be it. There you are, laying on the ground. I don't need a match. My match is when you hear my music, then I'll have a match. I don't need to be on a match. I'm everywhere.
Fair enough. Now I do see, looking at this, while it does show that you don't have a match yourself on this. Your boy Chris Watson, do-rag and all, does have a match with Brian Rage Rivera. He's bringing out Eluvio and Baby Samoa, and I'm showing that you and Diablo Blanco coming out with Chris.
Baby Samoa, crying Brian Rage Rivera, and who's the other one?
Eluvio.
I can't even say that name, but it doesn't matter. We just fought them. We just beat them up in the cage. Like the only reason they won is because they had help, outside interference. That's the whole reason for a cage, and they still managed to cheat. So I don't. What was the question? What was your question there?
I was just saying. I was talking about how this particular match could blow up. I've been saying it all week that if the ref doesn't keep kind of a grip on this match, especially with you guys on one side, Baby Samoa, Eluvio on the other side, this whole thing could fall apart and just turn into a brawl.
It's not could fall apart. It will fall apart. Because I am going to punch Brian Rage Rivera. I am going to punch Baby Samoa. And I promise you, I'm going to punch that guy. I can't even say his name. That's a promise.
Well, you hear it right here. We're gonna lay some people out.
It's Jake's
I think you're gonna throw that right in there, kind of the way Tito got you, or.
Oh, now you don't ever remember nothing, but you remember that one, don't you? Oh, how convenient! I think you forgot you're gonna have to see me here in a few days in person.
That's
not
true.
on this Twitch. I don't even know. I can't even spell Twitch. Not on Twitch, but live at Jake's back room, face to face with yours truly, and I bet you don't say that again. I promise you.
Oh, well, we'll have to see about that one. I do want to say though,
No.
so there's for anybody that's in the chat that hasn't had the opportunity to be at a Squared Circle Pro show, I want to give them kind of an idea of who Charlie 50 is. Like, you know, I know you came Squared Circle Pro 9 years ago, just straight into La Migra. Let's talk about that for a minute. How did that decision come about?
So I was fortunate enough to be trained by the original members of La Migra, which is El Grande and El Gringo Loco. They trained me, and Rick Elsey was, I guess you could say, kind enough to give me an opportunity based off of what El Grande and El Gringo had told him about me. And he put me in the biggest main event on my first show, which was against Mosh Pit Mike, Violent V, Rex Reed, and Ray Basura.
Damn.
And we beat the hell out of each other. And I believe that night I did lose due to thumbtacks and Mosh Pit Mike splashing me off the top rope. But I believe that kind of certified me as La Migra. And I have been with La Migra ever since. And that was really, really awesome of them to do that for me, because I started following those guys with a promotion that was ran by a gentleman named Chris Youngblood. Renegade Outlaw Wrestling, which used to be at Jake's. Trash Bag was the freaking entrance. No lights, just a ring with a horrible red canvas. It was all beat up. And I was the biggest La Migra fan the first time I ever saw them. So from being a fan to getting to know the guys, to being trained by them, to joining them, has been an absolute awesome ride. And I would not be in a position I am currently at or have accomplished all the stuff that I have accomplished for myself here in this crazy world of wrestling without El Grande and El Gringo Loco and Rick Elsey giving me a chance.
Well, and that's something I really hope the people that are watching, the people that are listening, pay attention to, because it can happen that way. You can go from a fan to getting involved to being in a spot you're in now where, I mean, you're around championship gold all the time. Like I'll call it like I see it, man. I may talk a lot of trash, but I'm gonna call the truth when I call the truth. You're around gold all the time. So,
Yep.
I mean, going from a fan to that level of success.
I think I progressed really, really fast when I was training, and just knowing as much as I do about wrestling going into training, I think that helped me, and maybe took a few people by surprise, maybe, that I was able to come in that fast and maybe, jump ahead of some. And I tend to think, I tell Miss Veronica Vega this all the time: nobody knows more about wrestling than I do, and I truly believe that in my heart. So knowing wrestling, just growing up with it, and being given a position, given a chance, I just took it and ran with it. And I've been very fortunate to be in some really awesome matches, have some really awesome opponents, and be around my guys, El Grande, El Gringo Loco, and man, they really just paved the way and just brought me in like, hey, this is my guy. Like it or not, you're gonna deal with it. And I've seen some guys come and go because they didn't necessarily like it that much, that I was able to come in and go from here to here. So I just very fortunate. That's all I can say. I think I've worked my ass off to be where I'm at. I run circles around a lot of these people. I'm fat, but I run circles around a lot of these people. And it's not my fault that they stand there like their feet are in cement, because I work my ass off to get where I'm at. And the people that are in my circle, the people that know me, that have been with me since day one, nobody outworks me.
Well, and I'm looking over at the chat. Rick, you're talking about Rick Elsie a minute ago. He's actually in the chat with us. Says those may be the nicest words 50 has ever said about me. Don't worry, I won't hope to expect it again.
Never again. Never again. Because he screws Lemigra every chance he gets. He's done it when I was a fan all the way till now. And I'll slap him any chance I get.
Well, I said it earlier. Of course, Lemigra all through this. You're talking about people that come and go, and there are those people that stay around. Like we've got Lilith Blood going up against Veronica Vega and Gringo Loco. The history between Lilith and Gringo, 8 years and counting in that history.
Definitely counting, because I remember seeing Lilith when I was going to Renegade Outlaw Wrestling shows there at Jake's. She's been around. She's definitely a vet. She's definitely not scared. She is a handful, and she is. I've felt some of her punches before. So Gringo's in store for it, but is he really? When he has me on the outside, when he has Veronica on the outside, when he has Watson on the outside, when he has Diablo Blanco on the outside, like, what's there really to be worried about? Would you be worried if you had 4 other people that had your back? Nothing to be worried about.
And let me play devil's advocate for just a minute. I mean, Gringo, like I said, I call him like I see him. Gringo, an absolute top tier talent. No question about that.
And he doesn't always show it, but that is the man.
But does he really need 4 other people back behind him to be in that match?
He doesn't need it, but like you said, I'm always around gold, right? Always. Yep. Well, Gringo is the gold, and we protect him through it all. He's the leader of Lemigra. So why wouldn't we be there for him?
That's going to be the hashtag for the show tonight. Every night we find a hashtag. That's our hashtag for the show. Gringo is gold.
What's the difference between Gringo having backup and Lilith having a weapon?
Fair. That is a fair question.
Because anytime I've been in the ring with Lilith, she comes out with something that she wants to hit us with, right or wrong.
She does keep her beat a bitch stick close.
Okay. So why not? I'm not gonna let her hit my guys. Not happening.
No, I get it. Makes good sense.
Okay.
So we've got that match, and another, bit of hanging around. We talked about it a little bit just a minute ago. Brian Rage Rivera, Baby Samoa, you and Diablo Blanco, the 4 of you have got a bit of history yourselves.
Brian has been around for a while. It has been awesome to bring in Diablo Blanco. He's been rolling with us so long. His parents had to fill out the paperwork giving him permission, the permission slip, to come and hang out with us, to come train with us. So Diablo Blanco has been around for a while. Chris Watson, it was awesome bringing him in, because he was a talent that nobody was really, really talking about. Yeah, he was pretending to be a good guy or whatever. He's not a good guy. He's a natural heel. So to have him come in, and then you want to bring Brian. You want to bring Brian Rage, talented, yes, knows his way around the ring, veteran. Him and Watson, they've had great matches. I've only gone one-on-one with Brian Rage one time, and he hooked my tights to beat me. We're not gonna get deep into that. And then, Baby Samoa, he's been around. He's trained here, Ludwig Pro Wrestling 101. He knows us in and out, but it's not enough. Everybody loves him. Everybody cheers for him, but it's not enough to overtake La Migra. We're the best thing going. They've been the best thing going before I was even in the group. So you can put 4, 5, 6 other people with them. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we always have something up our sleeve.
That I believe. I mean, and it is more, a lot of people say, with La Migra, it's the numbers game, and it is more than just the numbers game. I mean, there's no question, nobody can say there's not just loads of talent in La Migra. However, if I remember correct, I don't remember if it was you or as Diablo, the last time you did get around, I believe they were calling themselves Island Rage, Baby Samoa and Brian Rage Rivera. The last time y'all did get around each other, I seem to remember somebody playing Tanya Harding on the knee of Baby Samoa. And I kind of wondered, that comes across as maybe you didn't think you could beat him otherwise?
Is it a fight?
It's a match.
Is it a fight?
It is. It's a fight.
Last time I checked, there's no rules in fighting.
But there's rules in wrestling matches, man.
Especially when you're fighting La Migra. It doesn't matter. The rule book, ask Rick Elsey. Rick, chime in, Bubby. It doesn't matter. There are no rules when it comes to La Migra. Yeah, did the ref see it? Did the ref say anything about it? Did he disqualify us?
That's fair. You make a fair point.
Not my problem then.
I will say, Mikey over in the chat saying there's also, when you're talking about La Migra, there's also the Robles factor to consider.
Yeah. You want to talk about Robles? Robles, he has been by Gringo's side for a long time, and just recently, while working in Albuquerque, Robles has become my agent on the side over there, carrying on the tradition of representing La Migra to the fullest.
Well, Rick over in the chat saying that while you may not play by the rules, you for sure always suffer the consequences.
Oh, Rick, hear this. I can't even talk right now. I'm so mad. No La Migra, Rick. No S.C.P. Take that to heart.
Strong words there. No La Migra, no S.C.P.
We put asses in seats. Never forget that.
Now, you brought up just a second ago that over in Albuquerque, that Robles is kind of your agent over there. Doing some looking around. Heel of the year in Albuquerque. Am I right about that?
Yours truly. Yours truly. Female wrestler of the year. Any guesses? Lilith Blood? Nope.
Yours truly.
Say it.
Was it Veronica Vega?
There you go. There, you already knew. So we already took over West Texas, and now we're moving into New Mexico. And they've tried, just like here, they try and stop it. Go over there, try and stop it. No, sir, not happening. We have all the plays. We know all the plays in the playbook. Those guys over there, they tried. Hobo Hank, sorry, brother, not stopping me.
Well, and I did want to ask about that. I know, of course, we see you at Squared Circle Pro, and you're making your mark in Albuquerque. Where all can we see Charlie 50? Like, if we're traveling around, where all can we go to see Charlie 50?
Duke City Championship Wrestling, Squared Circle Pro, South Plains Championship Wrestling. I beat people up in all 3 of those promotions. My favorite place currently to wrestle at, Duke City Championship Wrestling, due to huge crowds, due to the environment that they put us in. I have never been surrounded by a crowd that pops on everything. I can do it wrist lock and the crowd goes crazy. Like, they are a true professional wrestling fan base, and it is like no other. And I tell everyone here at the school, anyone I talk to that has asked me about Duke City Championship Wrestling, I tell them, if you ever get a chance, go to a show and you will understand what we talk about. When it is so loud, you can't even hear who you're working with. You can't hear nothing because the crowd is so loud, and you don't get that everywhere. And as much as I hate Albuquerque, I got to give it to them. Their fan base have so far, in my opinion, has been absolutely amazing.
ABQ baby girl saying 500 plus in the crowd. That's awesome, man. I mean, that's a hell of a crowd to play for.
And that's every show. That's not once. That's every show.
Now I will say at Spring Break, our last Squared Circle Pro show here in Lubbock, sold out crowd. There were people outside on heckyeahradio.com watching because we were filled to capacity, could not get anybody else in. We're expecting the same thing at this one.
Why do you think the crowd was all the way out the door? What match was there?
What match did they come to see?
What was the big match on the card?
I would say that would have been Boricua Warfare.
And
a match that I think you guys lost, but I'm not sure.
That's not what I asked. I asked who was in that.
La Migra in the match.
That's all you need to say. Like I said, we put asses in the seats. You're welcome, Rick.
You can't deny that. Asses in seats is the thing.
You
I will say I am looking forward to this coming up Saturday. It's going to be the whole card. I mean, this is the biggest card that Squared Circle Pro has put on in its history. And
I don't even think that's the whole card. La Migra might decide they want to do something else. We might change the card ourselves. Who knows?
Talking about the Boricua Warfare, Rick saying in the chat, well, I'm sure Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine had a little something to do with it, with, filling asses in seats.
Whose match were they in, though?
That would be the La Migra match.
Okay, it all comes back to La Migra. You're welcome, Rick.
But I do have to add to that. I told you I'm fair about everything, devil's advocate. At the end of the match with Tito and Greg, who was on the ground? Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Next question.
I kind of thought we might be there.
I'm supposed to be your guest, right?
Well, the Venmo thing happened, dude. This is this.
No, it's real easy. See this button right here? I just push this right here, and it's all over. And I already got your money, so what do I care?
Yeah, you make a valid point there.
You're on my time.
I do want to ask you, with this coming up show, you did make a valid point in the fact that La Migra may decide, hey, we're going to have another match. Do you ever, in any of these matches, do you ever say, okay, go out there and do your thing, we're going to stay back here? Or is the numbers factor always a thing? Like, do you always roll 6 deep, or do you say, I got this on my own?
We don't always run 6 deep because I don't have all my members when I go to Albuquerque. I don't have all the members when they come to South Plains Championship Wrestling. Sometimes we do it on our own. So it's unfair to say, oh, well, you use so-and-so, or you. That's bull. It's not always like that.
No, that's valid. That's why I asked the question.
So Diablo Blanco, when he has matches on his own, guess what? He does just fine. Chris Watson just does just fine. Did we help him win the title?
No, you did not.
No, we did not. Exactly.
Like I said, I'll give it where it's due, man. You guys, like I said, top tier talent out there. I want to kind of step away from Squared Circle Pro, from Duke City and all that, and talk a little bit about where you're at right now, and that is Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. One of the best
Pro
schools I've seen out there.
101. I can't show you everything. It's not a 100% complete. We still got a lot to do. But in the short time we have been here, we have done a lot. And I'm going to go off script because I've been Charlie 50. But to go behind the scenes on who runs Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101, none of this would be possible without Brian Rage Rivera, Crying Brian. None of this would be possible without Joseph Phoenix Norris. None of this would be possible without El Grande and El Gringo Loco having put in the work in the past for us to follow this and make it to follow what they did to make this. I hope to make this what they saw in their eyes, what Chris Youngblood saw in his eyes, to one day have. I want this to be huge. We have amazing guys, male and female, that come out and they sweat their ass off. They listen. They put in so much work for us, and you are gonna see some crazy athletic wrestlers coming up through S.C.P, coming into South Plains Championship Wrestling. I would say end of the year, beginning of next year, because we have some crazy athletic individuals in here right now that when they are at their full potential, they are going to be really scary. And it is awesome to know that that we're in here putting in the work. And I also forgot, I just remembered, Cholo Torres is also brand new to Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. He has come in. He is retired, but he has come in and he helps us out during the week in training. So between Cholo, myself, Joseph Norris, and Brian, I think someone that comes through here is probably going to be pretty freaking good when they get out of here.
Well, I personally, and with the guys from the podcast and representing the podcast, want to thank you and Brian and Joe and Cholo and Grande and Gringo. What you guys do in that school is amazing. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put something out here. I was telling you a little bit before the show that we have milestones we try to hit as a podcast. Our next milestone was 150 followers. We hit that tonight.
Beautiful. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny how the meager comes on and boom, milestone.
Milestone, just like that. Well, my last milestone was 100 followers. I took a chop to the chest from Brian Rage Rivera at the old location of Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. So let's throw it out there. Let's make it what it is after all the trash talk and everything. For 150, we've got 150 followers. Let's find a time. Me, you, in the ring. Let's do something.
First of all, that one doesn't count because you let Crying Brian chop you. What did that do? I mean, really, did that hurt? Did it turn your chest red?
A little bit, yeah.
Was your shirt off?
No, it's so.
Oh, no, you got two coming. Two.
Oh,
so why don't you? Okay. Why don't you jump in the ring with me? And I don't know, Diablo Blanco. Me, Chris Watson.
Chris Watson don't want this smoke, man.
Oh,
Chris Watson don't want this smoke. Let's call it what it is. He don't want this smoke. It is what it is.
you're gonna get more than what you're bargaining for on Saturday. I promise you that. But when are we doing this? Saturday?
You call it, man. Let's get in the ring. Let's show them something for 150 followers.
Oh, well, Saturday it is, baby. You're gonna get to see what everyone else sees when they're in the ring with Lamigra.
There we go. Saturday pre-show. We'll go pre-show. We'll have a camera there.
Even better. I usually don't do pre-show because I'm more of like a main event person. But yeah, I'll be there for pre-show. Rick, I'll be there for pre-show.
There we have it. Me, Charlie 50, Chris Watson. I'm telling you, man, he don't want to smoke.
I hope Chris is watching. Is Chris watching? Is he watching?
I don't know if he knows how to even turn on his computer, let alone get into Twitch.
Well, that was rude. I don't.
I talk a lot of trash. Let me tell you my thoughts on Chris Watson. Outside of the ring, I'm gonna talk all the shit about him I can, because he came on my show and he talked about winning this title for my followers, for me, for my sons, and then turned around and just gave this to everybody. So yeah, I got a lot of shit to say about Chris Watson, but I will also say, because I keep things fair, I will also say when he gets in between those ropes, the man is an assassin. I will give him those flowers every time.
That's why he's in Lamigra. We only go for the best. Everyone, can I be in Lamigra? Can I be? Negative. You don't get to ask if you can be in Lamigra. We come to you. And we went to Chris Watson. And now he's in the best thing going, baby.
Well, we'll have to see how everything goes with this. I do want to thank you first off for being on the show. We're getting to the part where we're wrapping up the show. What I like to do every night on the show is give you as my guest an opportunity. Anything you want to say to the people watching, to people listening, the people going to be at the show, the wrestling world in general, the floor is all yours.
Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for tuning in to the show. I hope everyone gets to come out to Squared Circle Pro this Saturday night at Jake's, because it is going to be epic. And to anyone that's a worker watching this, thank you for stepping through those ropes and doing what we all love.
Amen. Again, I want to thank you for being on the show. And all trash talk aside, I've got all the respect in the world for what you do in the ring, what you do in that ring in particular with the next generation of up and coming wrestlers. To everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening, if you have not watched West Texas Independent Wrestling, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. You need to be at one of these shows. And this is the show to do it, because all of these matches we've talked about, biggest card Squared Circle Pros ever put on, $10 at the door. You're getting all of this for $10, every bit of it. And there's any number of matches in here. You'd pay $10 just for that one match. So if you're anywhere near Lubbock this Saturday night, bring yourself to Jake's back room and get there early, because like I said, our last show sold out. There were people outside watching it on heckyeahradio.com because they couldn't get in. So get there early, get your ticket, $10 at the door. You get to see all of this. And I guarantee you, once you've seen this show, before you even leave out of that show, you're going to be waiting for the next one. What's going to happen at the next one? When can I get to the next one? It's been that way for me, and I love every single minute. It's why we do this. And I hope to see everyone there. That brings us to the end of our show tonight. Again, 50, thank you for coming on the show. We've enjoyed having you. Tell Chris Watson I said what's up.
I'm gonna give him a text as soon as we're done with this. We'll see you in the ring on Saturday.
I will be there. To everybody watching, everybody listening. We've got a late entry here. Brian Rage finding his way in here. Watson is losing that belt Saturday.
Go back to sleep crying, Brian. He ain't losing nothing, especially to you.
Well, there you have it. I mean, you're hearing all of this right now. You can see all of this live Saturday, and I hope every one of you do. Pay the $10 at the door. Come watch a great show. We will be back here tomorrow night with Paula Fate and Ryan Justice to talk about their match. Until then, I am Guapo. That's Charlie 50. We're not your average marks. We'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Yeah.